This is me, Darcy Donavan.
I'm a recording artist and performer.
Pop, hip hop, it's a little bit of everything.
Actress.
Hey, Ron.
Hello.
I've got a big story for you. And it's right here.
Well, hello. Pointed to your boobies.
Business entrepreneur, writer,
Nobody's done this.
and philanthropist.
Here are the great foundations.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Buzz Talk Live. As a born entertainer, inspiring millions throughout her life, acting, singing, and words of encouragement, my guest Darcy Donavan has built a career as has appeared in numerous blockbuster films and television shows such as Anchorman, ABC's Modern Family, NBC's Parks and Recreation, and many others. As a platinum-selling recording artist, her album Distraction, songs Superbad and It's My Life top 100 dance Billboard charts in 4 countries. Darcy accumulated over 20 million online listens, which made her songs the #1 ringtone download in the US. An author of her book, Darcy's Daily Dose of Inspiration, and named World Peace Ambassador, Darcy has dedicated her life to inspiring others throughout her charity work and throughout her huge social media presence, sending words of inspiration to millions of loyal fans daily. So please chat and welcome Darcy Donavan to Buzz Talk Live. Hey, dude, Darcy.
Hey, hi George. How you doing?
Good. Oh my God, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy life and joining me here on Buzz Talk Live. What an honor to have you on the show.
Well, thank you. Well, it's such a pleasure to meet you and all your listeners, and I'm
Yes,
excited,
thank you.
for everybody
I'm
to meet
excited.
you.
Yes, I'm excited
All my
too.
fans.
Yeah, absolutely. But I tell you, having you on the show with your accomplished background, you're so accomplished as a woman, and you're powerful, and your social media influence that you have with all your fans, and it just I want to go back to a little bit how you became Darcy Donavan. And when you were a kid and all, you grew up in Nashville, right?
I did. Well, I was born in Miami, Florida. My father, was going to be a pro. He was basically going to be a pro, trying to be a pro baseball player.
Oh, okay.
And so I ended up, being born there. They divorced, when I was 2 years old. So moved back to Tennessee.
Right.
And my mom, went to school and everything. So I basically, Nashville's my hometown. That's like my heart. Right. That's sure. My soul, I would say. I'm always going to be that Southern gal. So it's funny because, the whole like Miley Cyrus, when she did that Hannah Montana,
right?
It was almost like she was doing my life.
Really?
Yeah, because I had a house in Tennessee and I had a house in LA, and I was going to fly back and forth for a long time, and then I just couldn't keep up because I was doing so many projects in LA.
Right.
And I'd be back. I usually like to stay to get away 2 to 3 weeks, and then they call me, "Hey Darcy, can you do this?" And then I'd have to fly back, and sometimes it was just too much and ridiculous. So.
But when you were growing up in Nashville, because I know that you're a former Miss Nashville, right?
Miss Nashville, yes.
Beauty pageant. Now, were you a debutante to be a part of that, or you're just beautiful anyway? But were you?
Oh, you're sweet. Well, they kind of put you through a process. It's not like you had to. I think the reason why I'm where I'm at is because in my mind, I'm just always striving for more. I'm a perfectionist and I'm an overachiever. So, I had a very I mean, I had good times in my life, but I also had a lot of rough times in my life.
Right.
And I think because of that, nothing was giving to me. I didn't have like a silver spoon in my mouth. And
Sure.
I think because of that, that's what made me, kind of like a hustler, I mean, there was other girls that, parents had tons and tons of money, and my mom was working 2 jobs. And a lot of times, the girls, my mom worked like 2 to 3 jobs to put me in a private school.
Wow.
And, I mean, the one thing was my mom was very young. My parents had me young, so she was hot. She was a hot mom. So all the guys at school always wanted to go on a field trips with me because my mom was so hot, So that was the one advantage I had, but I was kind of embarrassed. I was like, and it's weird because I'm like, why did I think that when I was a kid? But it was just all the parents were married and they had tons of money at this school. Sure. And, my mom's a single mom trying to make ends meet. And,
sure.
She told me, she's like, when I got older, she's like, I didn't even know how we were going to eat. So.
Yeah. You came from humble beginnings and that's where, where it started from you. And as far as when you were a kid, did you have any childhood aspirations that, one day that you were going to make it to where you are now in your life?
Well, it's kind of, when I was a little kid, I was so big on animals. I still am to this day. Like, if you drive my mom nuts because we'd see an animal on the side of the road and I'd scream and cry until we pick it up. And then she's like, oh my God, what am I going to do with this huge Dalmatian? So I wanted to be a veterinarian when I was a kid. Oh, and wow. I really liked making people laugh, but I was always an entertainer. I mean, I've got baby photos of me with wigs that they put on me. I think it's because my parents were so young. They kind of looked at me like some sort of doll, and they dressed me up and, do things like,
sure.
And I was the first grandkid. So it's like, I was just doing things that I don't even know. She said I was a ham since I was, out of her womb or something. So I don't know. I guess I just came out of the womb with a microphone in my hand.
Oh my God. So, I mean, music was a big part of your life growing up and everything. And I have a note here in high school that there was a battle of the bands and your band that you put together, I guess you were in part of a band that 10,000 out of 10,000 bands. Is that true? Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. It was around like the States, like all these bands, like you're talking like every festival. Wow. You're talking like in every state, all these bands, like, were battling it out, and you're talking high schoolers, sure. And, there were some middle schoolers in there too, but we went, what happened was my mom was working at like a resort hotel in South Carolina. And you know what, George, you're going to be the first to hear this because bring it on. This is breaking news on Buzz Talk. Go right ahead.
So she worked at a resort hotel. There was a band there. And, I was like 14, 13, 14. And I was walking around. I felt like I owned that hotel. Everybody knew me. I was like, hey, what's up? So the band, one time they said, hey, come on up. And, right. My mom was telling them that I sing. And, that I was going to, I wanted to be in a band and all this stuff. Well, they let me on stage. And so they said there were some songs that they had. They go, do you know this song? Do you know this song? And I started singing them. And, people started getting up. And then that was it. I was just like, I'm doing this.
You're hooked.
This is what I want to do. Yeah. So I went back. I started auditioning people. It was right out of some high school movie that you see on TV. So got my band together and we did it. I mean,
it just seems like your mom was a big influence in your life. And I don't know if you had any other mentors, that I guess, as later in your life, you've had other mentors that you reach back on
well, not really. I mean, The only mentor that I really had, and I love my mother, don't get me wrong, but we're like sisters. I mean, so you can just imagine, I don't know if you have it. Do you have any sisters, George?
Yes, I do. I have a sister.
Okay. So are they older or younger?
They're older.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So were you the baby or the middle or?
I'm the baby.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'm a big baby.
So they had to mess with you, right? Or something.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you know, when you get women around each other, you know, we're just like sisters sometimes. And that was what was hard, because she, you know, my mother is young.
You know, not for nothing,
you
but
know,
you guys have your own language.
The thing was, is guys would want to date my mother. Like,
right.
You know, it was just ridiculous. And I mean, I love my mom, but yeah, we had those like sisterly, you know, fights, if you get what I mean.
Sure,
just like,
sure.
So we've always had that kind of relationship. As I've gotten older, you know, we get along a lot better, but we're so much alike. Sometimes we clash.
Wow. Wow.
But I love her. She's like got the biggest heart. She is like, she's just one of the most amazing things. But my main mentor was my grandfather. My grandfather was my mentor. Wow. I mean,
he left a mark on your life, huh? Yeah, he
died when I was 15, and when he did,
boy.
It was nothing. My whole life was never the same. It's kind of like a messed up movie, you know. It's
really?
Just he kept my family together, and you know, we had all women, and I was kind of the baby because, you know, it was my mom, my aunt kind of was the middle, and then here it comes me.
Right.
And I think my aunt had a lot of resentment, you know, for me being born. And
interesting.
You know, there was a lot of conflict because of that. So it was when he died, he couldn't my grandmother, it was unfortunately couldn't handle. My aunt's very I don't know. She's, you know, everybody has that one in the family that you're like, oh my God.
Every family has
the black sheep.
You know, every family, Darcy, no matter who they are.
You know, I'm going to tell you, George, between you and I, well, and the rest of the world.
Yeah, just between me. Yeah, go ahead.
You know, I get really sick and tired when I'm around people, and like I'm talking, you know, I know a lot of A-listers. I go over to their house. I mean, I could write a book, but that's just not who I am.
Maybe that'll be your second book.
Yeah, I keep it to myself. I could be a therapist. I mean, just the book I could write. But
you know, Darcy,
you know,
breaking news, Darcy. Rona Barrett is no longer around, so you could be the next Rona Barrett. You know who that is, right?
Oh, okay, there you go. Well, it's just what I've noticed is there's not one person that doesn't have something that's happened to them.
Right.
And it was funny because there was one person who said, he goes, "Oh, I had a stellar," and I'm talking, in my lifetime, I'm talking all these people that I know across the world, fans, celebrities, billionaires, regular people. There's not one person that I've spoken to that doesn't have had drama in their friggin' family. So it's just like, you know, some people kind of try to make it hush hush. And I'm like, you know what? Be real about it. You know, just like there was this actress, and I actually really like her. I don't call people out by their names on camera, but you know, she was on a talk show, and I just was like, she's like, yeah, take anxiety medication, just a little bit. And I'm like, you know, the tiniest amount. I'm like, who gives a crap? Half the audience is probably on anxiety medication. I'm like, who cares? You know, own it. If you got anxiety, you know, yeah, take anxiety medication. No, I mean, she's trying to like justify, and I think that's the problem. I think people don't want, I mean, I'm just very straightforward. I'm very, you know, direct. I don't, and I think that's why, you know, if somebody for some chance doesn't like me, they're going to like, you know what? I respect her because she tells me like it is. I can't stand people.
I love that.
I love my mom, but sometimes she'll tell me, Darcy, you know, I don't like what blah, blah, blah did. And I'm like, well, blah, blah's over there. Why don't you go over to blah, blah and tell them?
Right.
You know, I'll do it. She goes, no, don't do that.
Hey, there's no beating around the bush with you. You tell them the way it is.
I don't want to be around a bunch of yes people. I've been around yes people. And it's like, you know, you got, you know, I mean, who wants it? You got spinach in your teeth. They don't tell you. They're just, oh, yes, you look great. Oh, yes, you're great. And then you suck. So, you know, I want somebody to tell me if I suck, you know, if I'm doing something stupid.
Absolutely.
Right.
Now, it's great when you have that support around you that, you know, people can be critical with you and say, look, you weren't really good tonight, you know, and okay, what do I have to do, you know, and help you along in the process.
I grew up with that.
Those are true
George.
People in your life, you know, and the fake people, and I'm not sorry to say, but you got a ton of them out there on the left coast. By the way, we are on the left coast. I didn't even get that out tonight. Where are we remoting from, Darcy?
Where we what?
Where are we tonight? Where are we? In LA or something?
Well, we're in Los Angeles today.
Okay.
Los Angeles, LA.
So,
Los Angeles.
So getting back to, after you got into, as far as your, what you do in modeling and just being Darcy and making a living at, your talent and your singing, you're just incredible in what you do.
We're incredible too.
Oh, thank you. And
very handsome.
Oh, thank you. So anyway, as far as like using your celebrity status to do good, and this led to the philanthropy that you're involved with and the charities and all this stuff. But that didn't come, in the beginning, right? I mean, you built that up.
No.
And
listen, those people that say, hey, somebody saw me in a yogurt shop and I became famous over the night, their publicists either made that up or their parents or their dad or their mother, they got, it's nepotism.
Right.
So that does not happen, people. Just everybody watching out there, I don't know why they do it. They need to cut the bull crap and just be real. So,
it's all about being real tonight.
Yeah.
It really is. No, seriously. I mean, and then one thing led to another. I mean, you get in these roles in the TV shows and stuff like that, and you're in some of the, Modern Family and I mean, I have others here, 6 Feet Under and My Name Is Earl, Nip and Tuck. You were in a lot. Entourage, you were in a little bit, right? In the early season. So, I mean, one thing led to another, and you're on these shows with different actors and actresses, and you all become a family, and I have
sometimes you're like, I can't wait to get the hell off set and go home.
Well, right, exactly. Hey, at the end of the day, it's a job,
and that's what I think really pisses me off sometimes with people that I work with, because now I'm also getting behind the scenes doing executive producing,
right?
And eventually I do want to do directing, but right now I really like doing the executive part, getting the investing, the characters, the cast, But one thing that I will say is that I don't care. It shows on camera if there's no chemistry. It shows on camera if there's any kind of crap going on behind the scenes. And so, what I think a lot of filmmakers miss the mark at is that you do have to have a chemistry read. You have to say, hey, what do you think of this person? Even if you kind of have a slight crush on somebody, that can come out on camera. And if you hate somebody, it can come off on camera. And, what I tell people in business, it was like young millionaires. I went and spoke to, up and coming kids that were, young millionaires. And they asked me a bunch of questions. And I said, the one thing you've got to understand is that, when you go into business with somebody, it's like you're married to them. Yeah. You're not sleeping with them, but you might as well be, because you're going to see them every day, probably more than your partner or your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever. Sure. So I try to tell people, the team that I work with, actors that I work with, I mean, I've got, a lot of the people that I worked with were real sweethearts, and like there's a film right now that I'm getting funding for. And, I worked with Paul Johansson, who did Van Helsing, and he did One Tree Hill. And I was like, I definitely want to get him on board. He's very professional. He's great. Yeah. Chris Pratt was amazing to work with, Nathan Fillion. So it's like, these people that I've worked with in the past, you always want to bring them and, have them on projects, because then, they're going to show up. They're not drunk. They're not on something. Exactly. I mean, so, and, they're going to be happy about it. We have fun.
They're professionals. And
that's with any job.
Yeah.
I mean, who wants to go to work every day and you want to slit your wrist because you're like, I hate my boss. These workers are, you know what I mean?
There's plenty of people that are slitting their wrists right now because of what we're in as far as this pandemic. I was this close too.
No.
No.
Well, see, now The one thing I was saying though, you know, the pandemic, I mean, I'll tell you this. I'm like it's paparazzi really have a hard time getting me. I sometimes even tease them a little bit. I'm like, yeah, try to get a photo of me because I'm like the perfect celebrity. I just sit in the house. I mean, I could literally cohabitate as long as somebody goes and gets food as a delivery person. I'm good. I can just sit in there.
Yeah, but Darcy, you got enough
for somebody
going on.
like me, it's great. It's just, I mean, I'm like, I'm gonna get shaved. I mean, to me, it's like the whole thing was. Some people looked at it as bad. Some people look at it as good. But the way it was is some people are like, okay, they're bitching about, hey, I got to drive every day to go to work. I got to see these people. I can't stand it. I want to be with my family. So then now they're with their family and they're not going anywhere. And now they're bitching about that. So it's like, life is what you make it, you know, it really is.
I have a couple of clips here of you in Modern Family and Parks and Recreations. Let's take a look.
Another woman. That sounds cheaty.
Now, I knew it couldn't be Angel's bowling.
I thought you were working today. And didn't we agree that you never wear that sweater again?
Excuse me, we're kind of on a date right now.
Haley.
Oh, save it, you lying, cheating, middle-aged pointer. That's what you do, you know. You point for your money. We are done. Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, my hair.
Can I help you?
Yes, we were here to see Dennis Feinstein. The appointment should be under karate. Jonathan Karate.
I don't see a Jonathan Karate anywhere.
Exactly. Occasionally on my show, we deal with real issues like bullying, peer pressure, or holding in farts.
Holding in farts. Perfect. Yeah. Oh God.
And just so you know, that was all improv, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Well, yeah. I mean, some of that stuff has to be just for the timing purposes, you know. But you know, I mean, look, in the process of you doing, you know, and again, you know, the list goes on and all these, you know, these shows that you've been a part of, but one movie in particular that you landed, Anchorman. My God, this like really, I think put you on the map, right? I mean, and I know there's a story. There's a story behind the role that you got in this and who you beat out, right? Am I saying this right? Come on.
Yeah, I mean, I beat other famous actresses out. I mean, I was shocked when I was like looking in here. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I'm sitting beside so and so, and I'm like, oh, you know, and you just, I mean, the one thing people have to understand when you're in this business, you have to be able to take, you know, a licking. And what I mean is, you know, you may be rejected 100 million times and you got to go, hey, whatever, you know, I may not be what they're looking for, but you know, I mean, Meg Ryan, she's a prime example. I mean, the casting directors, they're like, man, we can't use her in this. We can't use her in this. But then when Harry Met Sally, they directly contacted her. And that was like, that catapulted her into, you know, stardom.
Right.
So,
right.
You know, the thing is that I really like to look glam. I've always have, but I had, you know, as a kid, I had kind of a tomboy mentality, but I was always like, I'd be like out with the boys with frogs and snakes, but then I'd have this like dress on.
Yeah. What do they call that?
Frilly dress.
Boys girl? What do you call that? When not a tomboy.
A tomboy?
No, not a tom, but there's another name for it. Anyway, but so who did you beat out?
A guy's girl.
A guy's girl. That's what it is. Yeah. But who did you beat out? I mean, this is crazy.
Yeah, well, it was just one of those things where, you know, I went in and now here was the thing. My manager, he sat there and sat me down and he goes, listen, there's a role that I basically got a lead, like it was a huge part in another film. Okay. And so there was another real big actress that went up for that role. I ended up beating her, but he was like, this movie, it's a smaller part, but he goes, I really feel this is going to be an iconic film. And, you know, he was like, you know, do you want to, and I'll tell you, it was the best decision because I would have been the star, but it was a shit show. And I mean, the role was, I can't say it. No, I can't say it. I can't.
It's okay.
But it was a pretty famous back in the day. They remade it into the 70s. It was in the 70s, I think, but it got remade. And the only thing I'm going to say is that I'm so glad that I did not do that role. I mean, I'm not going to mention any name. But look, who we're talking about, she's doing pretty well right now. And we'll just leave it. Yeah, and the thing is that's what was so crazy is I was just like, man, like it, because you're like you have to sit here and go, okay, smaller role, huge film, right. And this is another big film that could possibly be huge, and you're starring in it, but you don't know. Yeah. So I just kind of sat there and I was like, you know what? I kind of sit here and they were released at the same time, the films, by the way. And Anchorman just, oh my God. It was so huge.
Well, look, and I mean Anchorman, Will Ferrell, who played the lead in there, he was just coming off of, Saturday Night Live, really. I think around that time, if I'm correct or not, but and he was big, coming into the movie industry.
Yeah, he still is.
He's still big, yeah. But just to be a part of anything that he, he's a part of, it's going to be amazing. But I do have a clip of you I want to show.
And I have to give my kudos to the director. Him and I are friends, Adam McKay. I mean, he did The Big Short. Okay. The list of stuff that Adam does is going on and on. And
yeah.
I love him as a director. I mean, he's just so down to earth, so great. I mean, I really feel like a film really, I mean, you have to have a director that's also your cheerleader. I mean, you're going in every day, you're pouring your emotions into this character, or, you don't know what's going on. There's a lot of stuff, there's a lot of moving parts going on. And so to have a director that's so upbeat and positive, and that to me is, I mean, he was incredible. I mean, I will always be a huge fan of Adam. And he's just a really good guy. And he recently just had his birthday. So happy belated birthday.
Happy birthday.
Adam.
Let's see you in Anchorman.
Special something to the equation.
People call me the Bry Man. I'm the stylish one of the group. I know what you're asking yourself, and the answer is yes. I have a nickname for my penis. It's called the Octagon. But I also nicknamed my testes. My left one is James Westfall, and my right one is Dr. Kenneth Noisewater. You ladies play your cards right, you just might get to meet the whole gang.
Back boot. Woo! Rocco! Bolo!
Oh, you having a good time?
I'm having a great time.
Oh, that makes two of us.
Yes.
Ron, you gotta meet this girl. All right, she used to be a Charger cheerleader, but then she broke her pelvis. All right. Sherry, meet Ron Burgundy.
Hey, Ron.
Hello.
I've got a big story for you. And it's right here.
Well, hello. You pointed to your boobies.
Oh my God, you did.
Darcy, that first part there with Paul Rudd, how did you not? I mean, how many takes did that? How many takes did that have?
We actually did 2 takes.
Really? Wow. I mean, because he's a funny guy, man. He's very.
I know he is.
Very dry. Yeah, he's dry at sometimes, but he's very funny, and I'm surprised you didn't just burst out and laugh. But
it was, because the camera's right in your face.
Yeah,
Paul sit here and talk. Yeah, I basically was just thinking of other things and watching other party goers on, because I was like, if not,
you need that distraction, right?
Yeah. So, but Paul and I were talking. I was really shocked. I said, "Well, what would you be doing if you weren't doing this?" And he said, "I'd be a cartoonist." Really? So I was really shocked. I can't draw with a crap, so I thought,
yeah.
I'd pick him for Pictionary.
Yeah, I mean, what is he, an Ant-Man or something like that, or?
Oh yeah, I know. His career has really taken off to just extraordinary heights. Him and Bill.
I have some chats that came in here, Darcy.
You do?
And yeah, let me just
let's say hi to everybody.
Such a big fan from.
Thank you, Amy Villarosa.
Yeah. and thank you
she
for
is my
all the
book
positive
too. That's
messages.
great. Thank you. She's so
That's great.
sweet.
I'll keep the chats up here for a while, but I do want to get back to some of your other stuff and like aside from the movies that you were in, and you also have certain projects that starring roles, and I want to talk about this Mr. Thursday, the role that this is a lead for you here, right? I mean,
oh yeah.
And
it's alongside. I'm a detective alongside D.B. Sweeney.
D.B. Sweeney, yeah.
And so we were on location. We were in Iowa, and I tell you what, there's something hot about, like, I got hit on more wearing a police uniform. I was like, what is going on here? But
well,
it was a badass, no nonsense detective. So I was just like, yeah.
Well, Darcy, you ever see the Halloween costumes? The girls dressed up as cops. It's the whole Halloween thing.
I come off the plane, and the director, the executive producers, everybody was in the room, and here I'm all glammed up, because when you're at the airport, I mean, I don't know how. I mean, some people get away with the pajamas and stuff, and they're all comfy clothes, but as soon as I do anything, if I don't look good, somebody will get a photo of me and put it on the internet.
Oh,
There's
God.
already photos on there, and I'm like, what the heck? Where did that come from? So.
Oh my God.
The one thing is that when he saw me on set, he's like, Darcy Donovan's gone, and I said, yes, exactly. That's my character. I'm a detective. So the great thing is that. I have this chameleon look. I mean, I've even invented characters. You wouldn't even know it was me.
Wow.
I literally have fooled my own mother. My own mother.
Wow.
My own mother.
Yeah. I mean,
okay,
if you could fool your own mother, that's pretty damn good.
Exactly. She did not know. And I looked at her and I said, are you kidding me? I said, do you not know who this is? And she's like, no, who is that? And I'm like, Mom, that's me. It's me. What the hell,
Hey, what's with the title Mr. Thursday? What's that all about? Is there
Well, it's a crime. It's a crime psychological
thriller
film, kind of in the vein of Anthony Hopkins. What's the one that got him so famous? I just had a brain glitch.
Oh yeah. What is that?
He was the psycho.
Right.
With what was her name? She won an award.
Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs. Yay! George gets the prize.
Right.
So it's kind of like a Silence of the Lambs type film.
Oh, wow.
With like we're investigating a crime scene. My daughter in the movie goes missing. I have to find her, and just like it's got occult stuff in it. I mean, it's a psychological thriller, and my dad, who was in the film, he basically was going. We're trying to figure out what happened to her. And just all the kinds of stuff that, goes on with it. And there's like, crime scenes, people are dying. There's all this stuff that's going on. So, we're trying to figure it out. And then one of my, in the film, he's like a good friend of mine that's a detective. So we're trying to like team up and figure out what's going on. So, I'll tell you, there's things on the set.
I have the trailer. I don't want you to show the whole movie. I don't want you to tell the whole movie, but I do have a trailer.
Yeah, because we can't.
I know.
They made us actually. Everybody said the director goes, "Give me your phone." Nobody. There were certain scenes nobody could bring a phone in. Nobody.
Oh wow.
That means PAs. The director's assistants, the ADs. Nobody could have anything in there, and so they did not want certain scenes getting out.
Wow.
So.
Well, let's take a look at Mr. Thursday.
is relevant in helping you find your daughter?
She's my daughter. I love her, Mr. Thursday, but I won't do what you want.
We will find her, I promise you.
Who else is here?
Would you like to meet them?
Are these by any chance the weekday bears? I always wanted this collection when I was a little girl.
My favorite is Mr.
Thursday. Mine too. But I see he's missing from your collection. Where is he?
He's right behind you.
Wow. Wow. That looks good. And the trailer won an award, right? This trailer won an award in IFS Film Festival Award or something like that.
Yeah, it did, and Universal Studios.
Wow.
So I couldn't be there. I was working on another project, and I felt really bad. But yeah, they were actually. It was the independent film showcase, and they had Mario Lopez was there, and Seth Rogen, and so. Nice. You know, the guys that got to get together and do the editing and all that great stuff. I mean, we had his name is Sulek. What's Sulek's last name? Sulek Suman was our cinematographer, and he was, I mean, the work that Sulek does is amazing.
Yeah.
And so he really did a phenomenal job of putting everything together, because I mean, I've seen films with really big, huge budgets, and they don't even do great cinematography.
Look, you know, and it's all about the story. You know, Hollywood today, you know, they're just regurgitating old projects, and they're trying to latch on to, you know, how it was and old, and it's, you know what, it's not selling, and you know, original stuff, and a lot of these indie films. They're really pushing through the ceiling in Hollywood. And, and I'll tell you, you're going to see a big, if it's not happening already, you're going to see a big change, you know, in all these big picture companies, you know, taking on these smaller projects. And then once that happens, the budget goes, you know, it's crazy. But these chats, you're so cool there. Want to become famous by phone. I don't know what that is. What is that? Is that speaking?
Somebody's trying to ride off your coattails here.
Oh, that's crazy.
Morris, you're cool too.
Yeah. Hey, so let's talk music, because again, you know, you're so accomplished, and you got all your bases covered. You know, you got your modeling, former Miss Nashville, you know, your film and music and TV career. Now you got music, and your first album.
I can't believe you found that album.
I found it, my dear. Your first album, Darcy Donavan, self-titled. Now, did you feel
you like my butt? Isn't it cute?
Yes, yeah, I do like your butt. It's very nice.
Just so you know, I don't have a tattoo like that on my butt.
Was there any airbrushing there? I gotta ask. Was there?
Yeah, there was some airbrushing. Yes, on the butt. Yes.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay. But I'll keep this up for a while. Anyway, so Darcy Donavan, self-titled album. Now, what went on with this? I mean, did you think that you're accomplished? You get the people up and dancing. That's your music, right? I mean, your music is
music.
Hip-hop.
I mean, I'm actually really more comfortable. Like I've had really close friends that, you know, I've had them come to concerts and stuff, and they're like, you're a completely different person on stage. Like they just like it's. I mean, one of my friends was like, you know, I'm not a lesbian here, but you know, I'm getting hot and bothered. And I'm like, okay. I was like, all right, well, that's good. Hey, maybe I'll turn some people straight. Who knows,
Hey, what the hell?
But no, I don't know. It's like I just go on stage when I'm doing, my music, and it just comes second nature. I started out. The thing is that I've been through every genre. There's not one genre beside. I'm not interested in doing opera, obviously, but I started out I started out when I was a child, in the choir. I kept doing the choir, and then, you get these solos in the choir when you're a little kid. And then from there, it's like, hey, can you sing the national anthem? You're little, can you do this? And then from there, it was like, okay, now I want to start my own rock band. Now I want to do hard rock. And then I went from that to pop rock. And then I made country music. I got older. I started knowing more people, and they're like, hey, manager's like, I want you to do country rock. So started doing country pop. And then it ended up going from country pop to now, like I do pop rock. That's what I've done. I've even done dance stuff. But
so
these actually got 20 million online streams, and so I was really
that's amazing. I
was just like, oh my God, thank you, fans, thank you, God bless you all. But
so I just want to try to understand the first album. Did it have these cuts on it, or was this part of your second album?
No, my first album was like me kind of coming out. I was at that time working with JoJo Gator, and JoJo Gator was doing a lot of stuff with, like, he started out working underneath Maurice Starr, who worked with the New Kids on the Block. And, he was doing stuff for me. I was really young at that time. And, right. He was just like, oh, you're going to be the next big thing. Oh, we're going to make you out. We're going to put you everywhere and blah, blah, blah. But, my main thing is, that stuff was the past, but I've been really focused on all my new stuff and, focused on, my current situation. There's now one thing that I've learned is that all the pain and suffering
pays off.
And hey, here's another first, George.
I'm getting a lot of firsts here tonight, I tell you.
Yeah, I do a lot of interviews, and this is a first, for me.
Right. Let me have it there, sister.
You're my first, George. Thank you.
I guess I have that face.
Brad, I love it. You're so cute. Helping karma along, like that was a piece that I wrote about. I got betrayed by two people, and it's like I put it into a song, and because I did that, it's kind of like, you look at all these like artists and
right,
even like Picasso and all these paintings and stuff, like all what these people did to make beautiful works of art. A lot of the time it's from pain. It's from what they've gone through. And so that's kind of what I've done. Is a lot of my music, I've learned from a lot of people growing up in the business. I've worked with some great producers,
it's like that in acting too,
and actors, yeah.
Actors draw from past experiences, like, musicians and songwriters, doing their thing. And so, like, with the Super Bad and it's my life is that's your biggest single, right?
Yeah, it's my life. Well, I'll tell you what was funny is that, what people don't realize is what you put out, you don't know what the public's going to like. You really don't.
Yeah.
Me and my team, we sat together just even when I was doing the book, I really like to listen to what other people say. I think a lot of times, studio execs, music executives, sure. The person who didn't even sign Lady Gaga.
Well, they got their own agenda,
but the thing is, they missed the mark.
Right.
They could have signed these huge acts, and it's like I always believe in sitting here and listening to everybody's opinion. It was L.A. Reid, by the way. It was L.A. Reid. He was working with Pink, and he did a lot of stuff with her. And then, he passed on Lady Gaga, and look at her now. So I just tell people, you don't ever know until you kind of put it out. I mean, I can't tell you how many times it's like, you know, hey, this smells good. And then other people are like, oh my God, that smells terrible. Or, you know, so, oh, don't you like this new dish I made? And they're like, no, this smells like, tastes like crap. So you're just like, okay. You know, so I'm always kind of the person where I always believe to ask the public, you know, and get their opinion. I kind of like to say, hey, what do you think? What do you guys think about this? And I mean, I tell you, my fans, wow, they are on point. They know their stuff. So I'm very, very, humbled that I've got some loyal fans, and I love them more than life itself. They're so wonderful.
Yes, absolutely. And I want to show the people out there the Superbad music video that you put together. This is really cool.
Yo, this girl right here is super, super, bad, super, super, bad, super, super, bad, super, super, she, super, super, bad, super, super, bad, super, super, bad, super, super, she. Watch it coming in crystal gleaming, little mama Tindo sip with me. Got the boys all up in a for frenzy, running around like clowns, y'all can't beat it. Quick to the mess, no boy, she baking. Got the boys frost up, ready for the taking. Booty bounce, now she shaking. Drop to the floor with the beat, now break it. Como ya mueve como silla. Got the things out like a meter. Look at Linda, Mama Teaser, Maria, Luana y Sofia, Angelina, Karina, Mona, Tamika, Mika. You got me working, baby, you know what I like. If I was running the track, the respirator be like. You got me working, baby, you know what I like. If I was running the track, the respirator be like. Super, 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 she, super, 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 she.
Y'all ready for me? If you didn't know, this is Double D. This Nashville girl is known to sing, but I can drop the flow so easily. So all of the boys seem super bad. The mamas want me and the dad. I tweak the neck and I'll break the back with a simple little twist. Yeah, that's my swag. But as y'all can see, there's more to me. With my business mind, I make money. There's more to looks and meets the eye. I speak the truth, it ain't no lie. I won't stop there, there's even more. Could keep your eyes open, we'll watch for more. If you think this is it, this ain't no fad. I'm gonna blow your mind, cause I'm super bad.
Super.
Nice. I'll tell you.
I was just jamming.
If that doesn't get people up to dance, I don't know what will. You do a great job with that. And who was the other artist on there with you?
VJ Mundo. So he's the one that did that. Yeah. That's a pretty interesting story there in itself too. So VJ Mundo did that. At the time, I had I had two music managers at one time, and he was like a co-manager. And he came to me with this song, and he said, "Hey, you know, what do you think you could do? They really want a track, and they want somebody to kind of rap in it.
Right.
And I think you would do a great job." And so the one thing that was interesting is even like on Helping Karma Along, I'm rapping and stuff, and his name is the producer that I was working with. His name is Cluso, and I mean he died from a car accident last year, and it just devastated everybody. And so Cluso worked with like the Battle Cat. I mean, he's worked with Snoop Dogg. He's worked with everybody in the business. And so I was working with him, and he goes, "Listen, I have some songwriters I want you to meet. Do you mind if they come over to your house? We have a business meeting." And I'm like, "Yeah." And so they had this up and coming. She was a beautiful African-American girl. Very, she kind of had that Sierra look. And she came in, and like, I'm from the South, and people get this mixed up. We're very, very nice and hospitable, but you don't want to mess with us. We're like the mafia. You just don't mess with us. We're like, there's a reason why I'm called Southern Thug.
Darcy,
nice.
That's why you're wearing the hat.
But don't mess with me.
You're wearing the hat.
I won't pull. It's like, I won't pull the first punch, but I'll end it, So, I mean, I have three brothers, grow up. My dad was a professional football coach. I mean, I'm nice, but I think, she came in, it was funny because David's wife, his name's Cluso, David Lindley, but he came in and he's like, she goes, Maureen, which is his wife, she goes, she thinks you're being too nice. And I'm like, being too nice? I mean, I was serving them some food and I had my assistant there and stuff, and they're like, have her do it. And I'm like, no. I'm like, that's not how I am. I was like, I'm a nice person. I want to sit there and I want to feed, if I want to give them an appetizer and they're thinking I'm some, waitress or something, and they can kiss my ass. So I guess what happened is, because I was sitting there and I was being all nice and stuff, I guess the rapper girl got a little big head and, was kind of, I'm trying to be nice here, but, kind of was being the B word, so to speak. So niceness is not a sign of weakness. It's just, I was trying to be nice. They're in my home. I'm from the South. That's just how I was raised. So it's like, I was trying to give I was trying to give the guests food. I was like, here's some appetizer, here's some food, and let's have a family time. Let's, and the other writer that was there, he was awesome. It's just, she got a little bit of a big head thinking she was better than me. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to do it in the studio. So I went and did the song and killed it. And so, yeah, exactly. Wolverine claws though, not cat claws, Wolverine. But, it's just like, there's no reason to be that way. I'm nice to everybody, but if you're going to be a jerk, I'm going to call you out. I mean, and I guess I was just so busy I didn't notice it. But then towards the end, she wasn't very kind. So sometimes, if somebody doesn't parent somebody well, I have no problem saying, your parents didn't do a good job, so now I'm going to help you.
Exactly. shoe fly pie, right? That's what you have down in the South there, shoe fly pie. Oh my God. So you got this music out and you're promoting it. You use the power of your social media and you're out there and your fans love it, and you're just doing your thing. I have a cut of It's My Life, the music video of that too. I want to show everybody out there. So let's take a look at It's My Life.
This one is by Flacco the Great.
They'll think that they know me. They think that they can control me. Don't think you'll ever own me, 'cause you can't control what's in my heart. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. You can't control me anymore. 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 1. Can't you see that now I'm done? I've had enough. Why can't you see? I broke to tell you how to me. It's time for you to set me free. It's my
I love it. I mean, it's just get up and dance, and that's and the way it comes out in the lyrics too, is as far as how you are, telling it like it is, and showing people that side of you. So I mean, again, you're showing this stuff off, and the power of your music to all your fans out there. And speaking of your fans, as I put up the chats, they've encouraged you to write a book, and your fan now. You think very highly of your fans, and you've really taken on this project, and you created a book, Darcy's Daily Dose of Inspiration, and these. Now, tell us a little bit about the book. Is it like a handbook? Is it like
You see it?
I see it. There it is. Look at you.
It's a big book.
All right.
So.
Yeah. Wow. Is it like a cookbook for life? Would you think?
Pretty much. I mean, I think everybody needs a cookbook, don't you?
Yeah.
Just with the way the world is. I mean, it's basically a page by page guide to a better life. So, the one thing is that you can sit there and write in every day. I tell people to every day write something in there, and then go back the next year and then see what you wrote, and you see how far you've come. And I tell people to do that, especially on New Year's Eve.
Right.
It's really good to see how far you've come for the year. So,
Interesting.
Every year it's one of those books that, it's a day by day guide. So, whatever today is, like, today's in April, we're on the 25th. And what you would do is you would go in there and look in it and,
wow.
See everything that, for today and what it's about. And then I have a guide to what you can do to be better.
So you compiled all your how should I say this? The amount of time that you spent on social media prior to the book, did this enhance your fan base to say, hey, come on, Darcy, we need to put this on pages. We need for you to create a book so you can all keep us inspired with all your thoughts. I mean, you're a powerful woman, and you have the fan base to support that. And with this book, my God, woman, you're knocking them dead. I mean, is the book sweet, how is the book being received very well? How long has it been out?
Oh yeah. I mean, the one thing that I will say is that just it started out kind of like a self-love thing for the fans.
Right.
What happened was, as I kept doing, I was seeing the way that a lot of people were having troubles with the world. It was also helping me. When you're helping somebody else, you always it's helping yourself.
Sure.
So the one thing was that I have so many fans that I know their lifestyle. I know what's going on in their lives.
Really?
Some people are going to court. Some people are getting divorced. Some people are having health issues.
Right.
Some people are battling with drug addiction. I've helped a lot. And I would say, quite a few, I would say hundreds of people from suicide.
Oh my God.
So, I mean, I've kept these letters. Yeah. I keep them for myself, but, it was just, there's times where it's like, hey, Darcy, I don't want to live. I don't want, and then I literally have to write them a letter, and I tell them, and then I tell them everything that's going on. And then I've also had people say, I really thought today was going to be my last day, and I read your inspirational message of the day, and it's like you were talking to me. And,
wow.
I've literally been through
to get,
everything that you can imagine. So like I said earlier, everyone has a story and, can use some inspiration in some way. And
Absolutely.
That's the one thing about me is, I have not had the Paris Hilton upbringing at all. And I think that's when somebody sees somebody, they can go two ways. When people know my backstory, they're like, man, I can't believe you haven't killed yourself. You haven't gone to drugs. I can't believe that, you're where you're at in your career. You've done all these things.
Right.
And, listen, not to sound any kind of way, but I honestly wish I had a celebrity kind of like myself when I was growing up, because I would have loved to have been able to talk to somebody about some of my problems because, it was hard. I had to navigate everything on my own.
Sure.
And it really gave me kind of a warrior mentality. I kind of fight for the underdog. I'm just one of those people that, I don't believe in. I also don't believe in whining, though, George. Right. I'm not one of those people that, there's a lot of people that like, woe is me, this and that. There's actually, people that, you do everything for them. You give them money, you do this, you do that. But then there comes a point in time where it's like, if you're not going to help yourself, then you know what? I can lead you to water, but I can't make you drink.
There you go.
So
there you go.
And that's the downfall of a lot of families. There's a lot of families I've had a mentor because I said, listen, you're enabling this person.
That's right.
That's kind of what my grandmother did with my aunt. She had an addiction to, alcohol and pills and things like that. And she was ruining our family. And my grandmother enabled her, and it caused a rift in our family, because, we're like, hey, we shouldn't have to put up with this craziness on the holidays because of her actions. And so, people need to take responsibility. And, I've suffered from PTSD from, my mom dealt with domestic violence and, I got help and I'm constantly trying to get better. It has affected my health and I'm always doing something. I'm not like, woe is me. Listen, I have my moments, but I'm not going to sit here and go, God, when I hear people just whine about everything, I'm just like, listen, you have no idea.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff is so stupid. Some of it I'm like, really? Your life is over because the boy didn't call you back on the phone? Give me a break. There's 1 billion people in the world.
Oh,
come on,
Well, look, it's amazing that, the process of your life from then till now and all the knives that were thrown at you and how this made your skin thick, throughout your life. And now you've come full circle. But, with that, you became a philanthropist and you now have charities that you're a part of. And this one is very important, right? The National Association
yes, protect.org.
The children.
Allison.
And this is a big
amazing
one. Yeah. And she used to be on Little House on the Prairie, right?
Yes, she did. Allison, she definitely was on Little House on the Prairie. Yeah. And she played Nellie Olsen.
Right. Well, Michael Landon, right? That was Michael.
And if you would have told me, like, I would have been friend, like if I would, meet her. It's just it's so crazy meeting all these people over the years, that I'm just like, wow. If you would have told my little self when I was a little kid, you'd be working with so-and-so or so, I wouldn't have believed it,
Well, and, I have a short clip. You interviewed her. You went out to the facility there, and you interviewed her. And it's I have a short little clip of the interview. Let's take a look.
What do you see for the future for Protect?
As I said, the tech thing is really amazing. As our world becomes so digital and everything is on the internet, unfortunately, crime and the abuse of children is on the internet and is there. And as I said, we're catching people who wouldn't be caught. We're catching incest offenders. We're catching hands-on offenders who wouldn't be caught because of their involvement in trading child pornography and these images. So I see that as being really huge. At Protect, we're through the Weiss Center for Child Rescue Technology, we're getting them the tech and the equipment they need, and through the Hero Corps program, getting them the manpower they need. And of course, in our country, it's all 50 states. We've been training heroes in multiple states to help ICAT teams in all the different states. We work with politicians in Washington to make sure that the department, the funding that goes from the national level to Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force stays in place or is increased each year to keep up with the incredible demand. If you are, in fact, a veteran who's interested in signing up for our Hero Corps program, we'd love that. The job listing is put through Jobs USA, but if you absolutely info@Protect, you just email us and let us know. We'll let you know when the next training is being planned.
So you heard that from her. I just want to say thank you so much, Allison, for doing this.
Thank you.
You're such a...
Thank you for doing this. This is wonderful. Thank you.
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to work my fingers to the bone here. And guys, I'm telling you, I don't ever ask you for anything. I don't ever ask you for favors. But I got to tell you, buy the book and donate. Buy the book and donate. That's what we need here. We need a lot of, I want to present Allison with a big check. And let me tell you, that's like one of my things. I've always wanted to do that on a bucket list. Like,
Oh, the big giant check.
Big giant check.
Like in the
Yes.
in the TV shows.
So, okay, that's what I want to do.
I will come
make
get it.
Okay, make that bucket list happen.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, so thank you, everybody. Love you, Allison. Give me a hug. You're so amazing.
Thank you so much. Oh, and that's protect.org.
Protect.org.
Jeez, that's
amazing.
great. What a great cause. An important cause. And you're making the book work for it, and you're supporting a lot of these different charities. And I have another one here, the Valley View Vaulters. I've never even heard of this, and this is really amazing too, because they work with the disabled, right, and disabled kids and anybody really, and they bring these kids in and they teach them, I guess, what is like circus performing acts?
No. They have actually an Olympics for that.
Oh wow!
It's the thing that just the love between them, and Rick. He's disabled. He has one arm.
Right.
And so everybody that, he works with, they have their own disabilities or, they're handicapped. And what he does is he likes to call people that they're handy-capable. Because we're not handicapped, we're handy-capable. I love that. But he uses the horses as a way to train like kids that have autism, kids that are handy-capable to be able to, do all these tricks and all these styles, and they've actually won some huge titles. And it was just so sad to hear, unfortunately Virginia, his wife, she passed away in 2019.
Oh boy.
And
That's
I was
tough,
really devastated to hear that, but he continues to honor her.
Yeah, they're in it together, doing the creating this foundation and this charity. It's unfortunate, you lose your partner like that. That's
she was just amazing. Just the sweetest soul you could ever see. And what people don't realize is these horses that they take in horses that they're basically going to kill, and they rehabilitate them. And they use the horses to rehabilitate the handy-capable children. And, just what they've seen, what happens when working with these children and the horses, how, just the dramatic change that happens. And, just if you go into their house, it's just like a museum of awards. It's insane. And
wow.
I have utmost respect. I'm going to get teary-eyed. I have the utmost respect for them because they really made a difference. And, it broke my heart because, it costs like $600 just to feed a month, just to feed those, feed all the horses. And,
Sure.
Do all the things that you can do. So, anybody watching, I just ask, if you go on protect.org, if you go to the Valley View Vaulters, just say, hey, I was sent by Darcy, and I want to honor your cause. These are some of the most wonderful, down-to-earth people, and they deserve all the love and care because their hearts are in the right place. So,
and that's these are just a couple. There's others here. There's what is this? The No Place Like.
No Place Like Hope. God, that was so much fun. We had a lot of fun. Now I did that on the undertaking with my team, and I was just so grateful that all the celebrities, there showed up. We had a band, Martin Gigi, he's a friend of mine. He's a, famous director, and he also, is a jazz musician. Him and his family are like, they're like I don't know, probably, what was the 70s band that were big, that were not the Brady Bunch. They had the Partridge Family.
Partridge Family, yeah.
Yeah, that was before my time, but I know that they sang and danced and all that. So that's kind of what
Shirley
his
Jones,
family
right.
is like. I mean, they're just so musically talented.
Yeah. Wow.
But he came there, and then I kind of emceed, and what we were trying to do is raise money for all these horses. I mean, here's the deal: people don't realize is that you have shelters for animals, you have shelters, for dogs, cats, even bunnies, even rabbits. I mean, I go down the shelter, I see rabbit. There's all kinds of things. You can even lizards. But where do the horses go?
Right.
So there's so many horses that don't have homes. It is ridiculous.
Yeah,
so
amazing.
That's where we were trying to make money, because Kenny Black, and I have been so honored to meet some of the most down to earth, humble, like pure human beings she is just one of those people. She has the biggest light, and is one of the most humble people that I've ever met in my life. And she was, working the whole thing, and donated money herself to the cause. I mean, she's just, wow. I mean, I can't even say enough words for her.
Wow.
She doesn't want any praise. She's just kind of one of those people that's just the sweetest thing. She reminds me actually of my grandmother on my dad's side. It's just, just a ray of sunshine. You just love her. She just got that giving, sweet heart,
Sweet
and she was putting it all together, was trying her best, but it was a lot of fun. I mean, you go down there, it was like a festival. So they had all kinds of cool, vendors that had all kinds of different, cool, like hats or jewelry or food, you name it, it was there. And oh gosh, that guy, what was his name?
I think one of the
Keith David. You saw Keith David. I mean, everybody knows Keith David. Keith David's been in some of the hugest movies in Hollywood. And we were in there talking. I was talking to his wife, and Keith's just, he's eating his food in the celebrity tent area. And he's just like quiet. And he was just observing everything. And she's like, oh, he loved horses. I said, is he like this all the time? She goes, oh yeah, that's how he is. And I just laughed. He was just really cute. He was so like involved with all the horses. And he actually ended up getting lessons. Like he started getting training there. So I was really happy about that.
Darcy,
for his daughter, his daughter loves horses and stuff like that. So
Darcy, I think one of the people that are chatting here, I think might have went with Rick and Virginia there, and I think that chat reflects the Valley Vaulters.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they are amazing. They help me as well. I love Rick and Miss Virginia. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Aww.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Thanks for chatting that.
It is.
Yeah. So I mean, my God. World Ambassador. I mean, hello. What's this award that you got from the city of Los Angeles?
Yeah, it was from the councilman. It was. I ended up. Trish Steele was the president of it. Amazing woman. I mean, she went through her own battle of domestic violence. I went through some. I had a stalker, and it was pretty bad. What I went through. But then my mother went through domestic violence, and because of that, I got sexually abused. And I had to go through I went through all that, and talking to all these women. It was just, talking about their different stories. They were in hiding. My mom ended up going into hiding for several years. And that's when I lived with my grandparents. Oh. So my assistant actually, she's coming over here to bring me the award. But this is the award they gave me. It's called the Open Door Award. And, it's on my mantle. Nice. And I was just, it was just a really wonderful thing. So Gary Marshall was there. There was a lot of celebrities that were there.
Gary Marshall, wow. Oh, that's nice.
with the event. Thank you. So
impromptu.
It was a really
award.
It was
Oscar
really
night. No,
compelling.
this is Oscar night, and you're getting an award. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Oscar night that resembles this particular show by all means. So just to finish up here a little bit, I want to show off. On your website, you got this merch that you have a section on your website that you can get your merch.
Yeah. So hey, you got to promise me I'm going to send you one of these. I'm going to send you one of my sweatshirts. Now, you don't have to have the one with my face on it, but I got one that says fearless.
And then I've got a sweatshirt.
Yeah, I want to send you a sweatshirt. You gonna wear it for me?
Of course.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna send them to you.
All right.
But I've got some other stuff coming out that it's cool stuff that doesn't have my face on it.
Right.
But there's other stuff that I've got masks coming out, all kinds of cool things because I have my color.
Black is my color. Black is my color. I love that. I love black. So.
You and I are gonna get along great. I love black and red. That's it. But black, yeah.
Black is my color. You Cameo, you're doing shout outs on Cameo, you're doing all this stuff and I want to put your info up there too, where people can find you, obviously. And I saw this here, direct.me, Darcy Donavan, that gives you a whole list of all your social media.
Yeah, that's the best way. I mean, direct.me actually, the president got in touch with my management and he was like, hey, we want to extend our invitation out to Darcy for, so everything's in one spot, and that's how it should be. And that's kind of what I tell people with their life, so trying to help everybody on each different platform. My kind of brand is, classy, sexy, funny, hilarious, inspirational, absolutely. And I'm quirky too. I'm a little weird, and that's fine. I own it. I'm a little quirky.
It's okay.
I'm kind of like a Dolly Parton, Lucille Ball kind of thing going on.
Wrapped up into one there. Oh my God.
Yep.
So what else do I have here for you? Oh, I don't know. This was sent to me. I don't know if you make heads and tails out of this. This might be a surprise for you. I don't know. But
okay.
A werewolf?
Oh my God. Where did you get that?
What the heck is
so
this?
Funny. Yeah, that's me. Can y'all believe that? Oh my God. That is me. Oh my God. Where did you get? Oh my God. So funny.
Werewolf?
Yes, George. And I got to tell you the story of that. Oh, Lord, help us. Oh my God. It was on my bucket list to be a mermaid. And so I was a mermaid. I saw Daryl Hannah splash. I was like, oh my God. It is not sexy. It is not fun to be a mermaid. Okay. So It's just not. It's you see all these pictures, you see all this stuff. And I've got to tell you, I scared myself. When I was in costume, production was like, they just treated me different. I'm still the same person, but they were kind of like,
that's good.
She's scaring me.
This here, I looked at this because this touches a nerve with me. I did a instructional special effects tape back in the day with a well-known Hollywood special effects person, Vincent Guastini, and that's what this special effects poster here I got, and that was crazy. And when I saw when you in the werewolf costume, that's cool. What was this for? Was this like a promotional thing or?
It's actually, it was called Movie Maze, and they were kind of the first of its kind. What they were trying to do is they were doing movies with like their own ending. And it really took over, like in other parts of the country. It's really huge. But I know, like I know the owners. I know of Leo Mark Studios. I mean, they're personal friends, and they're like, listen, this is fun. It's kind of like how Will Ferrell, and he gets all his buddies to do this slapstick comedy stuff. Yeah. It was just like that. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to do this, and I had a blast. And I got the special effects, Michael Del Rosa.
Okay.
Michael Del Rosa is, I don't know, if I don't know if you know of his name, but he is huge in the business of special effects. Such a sweetheart. I mean, he helped me through the whole process. I don't know if I would have gotten through the whole thing because I mean, it's like it's pretty. Like he literally had to put hair on my chest. Like I was with. I'm telling guys, gals. I had hair on my chest for a week.
Chest?
I mean everywhere. It was like I was like Gorilla's what is it? King Kong's girlfriend, man. Like I was just it was all over me. And you know so he put my aesthetics on one hand, and I mean it was just hilarious because you know they had a PA on set, and when you have to go to the bathroom, you can't go to the bathroom.
You got this hair on.
So I literally respect anybody that I see in like prosthetics or costume. Yeah. I know what it's like. I mean, they were kind of
hours on makeup. Yeah.
Right. It was around 6 hours, just so you know.
Yep.
And I had to put contacts in. They had to do my hair. But he was he was taking this off when he was taking all the stuff off me after all day shooting. He's like, I forgot there was a pretty girl under here. He's like I was like rebirthing,
Oh my god.
It was a lot, man. But you know what? It was so cool. It was so cool when I saw the effects, and we did some behind the scenes funny stuff. Because when I was trying to take the prosthetics off and stuff. But
I have as far as you appearing live, you do all these I saw something with you and Stan Lee too, doing a signing. But these are just appearances that you have that people can come to, and this is a card that was shown on, I guess I don't know where I got this from, but you put it out there, and again it was a comic book store. I'm on they're Benchwarmer trading cards, and they're actually pretty huge. Benchwarmers,
The owner of the company, he contacted me, and so Brian, the owner, is just amazing, and so he says, hey, I would love to have you on the trading cards. And the thing is that you've got people such as some of the biggest supermodels on there. You had Pam Anderson, Carmen Electra. I mean, some of these huge actresses are the one model. She's like a Swiss model. She's literally like 7 feet tall. Wow. I literally came up to her belly button. I saw her in person, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Amazon woman. Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I was just like, I felt like the mini version. It's like I just flopped out of her or something. It was crazy. She was just so huge. It was like this Amazon woman.
Yeah.
And what is her name? She's in Playboy. Victoria Cindervolt or Cindervelt, whatever. But she was beautiful, sweet. She was in the cars. There were just a lot of people that I was shocked that were doing these too, and it became a trend. And so now, like my cards, because I haven't done them in a while, they just became like this rare commodity. And so everybody was like, wanting me to do an autograph signing, plus with all the films that I had done. So they were like, they booked me and they booked Stan Lee. And so then me and Stan, it was an autograph signing. And I mean, people were just wrapped around the building. It was a lot of fun. And he is the sweetest guy, just very down to earth, very nice. And, we had a lot of fun. Yeah, and he kept calling me my gal. He says, "You're my gal."
You're my gal.
I said, "Okay, I'll be your gal, Stan."
Well, I'll tell you, Darcy, I can just, you're very easy to talk to. And I can just keep on talking to you, and you're so sweet, and you're such a beautiful woman. And I can't say enough how I appreciate you taking the time out to be on Buzz Talk Live with me here and going through your career.
Well, hey, I got to tell you, you're amazing. I've done a lot of interviews. You're exceptionally talented. You're so great. I love your show.
Oh, thank you.
And you're such a sweetheart. So I do want to send you a gift, a token of my appreciation for all the work that you've done. So
thank you very much.
It's my thank you for you doing everything. Because the thing is when you're an interviewer too, you've got a lot of work you have to do.
It is. It's a lot of work, but you know what? It's fun putting your your stuff together and spotlighting your career, an ongoing career. I mean, my God, you're so accomplished in what you're doing, and the important causes and the charities that you're part of. I mean, this is incredible. What you're doing, and keep it up. Keep it up, girl. I mean, it's going in the right direction for you. And as soon as we get out of this crap that we're in, I'm sure, the faucets are going to turn on in LA if they haven't already. You know what I hear? And I said this on a prior show. They're doing these kissing scenes. I don't know if they're still doing it now, but they're kissing scenes through plexiglass. Did you hear about this? No, I'm serious.
Yeah, I've heard some pretty crazy stuff that they're doing. I mean,
plexiglass? Are you serious?
Yeah,
I think they're getting a little crazy, but yeah, I mean, as soon as things open up, we'll all get back to work and doing what we love to do, And then someday I'll have a couch and have you on my couch and.
Yeah. Well, hey, we're going to be shooting some movies, so we'll have to have you come and
yeah. Keep in touch with me.
Come on site and talk to everybody that we're doing. So, that's going to be in the movie. So
I'd love to get out there.
That'll be fun.
I haven't been to California in a while, but every time I go out there, I got buddies out there that I visit, and they're all in the business and all that stuff, and it's all fun. It's all good stuff. It's all good stuff.
It is good. Now, I will tell everybody that's thinking it's a walk in the park. It's not. It's very, 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 very expensive here.
Oh yeah.
So the one thing is
how much you paying for gas? How much you paying for gas?
Do what?
How much you paying for gas?
What?
Gasoline.
God, like $4. $4. And it's going up.
I've heard like $5-6.
Yeah, sometimes it is that. Yeah. It's now $4, but I mean, my mom came here. And we went out to dinner and she was just like, oh my God, I can't believe it. So when I hear her complain about Nashville or stuff, I'm like, you just need to shut up because I don't want to hear it. I mean, to buy a nice house here, you're paying a lot of money. And, it's like, I tell people, I'm like, if you've got tenacity and you make it here, you can do it. You can make it anywhere, and I know New York is even tougher. I think New York is even tougher than California.
It is.
So,
look, I live in Long Island, so it's tough. Taxes. We can go on and on talking about this stuff.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy, but I do really appreciate.
But it's all what you make it. It's all what you make it.
It really is.
I tell people, I'm like, wherever you are, make your mark. Whatever state, whatever you're doing.
Exactly.
People, yeah. Or. I mean, I never thought really I was going to be doing this, to be honest. I mean,
you never thought you were going to do this?
Well, really? I mean, it came really easy to me. Well, I mean, I was taking drama classes, I was doing stuff, and I was in plays, but it just kind of was like, when I did my first commercial,
right.
I beat out like a ton of kids, but there was an 18-year-old that I was working with, and I was like 12, and he couldn't get his lines down. And I just remember how I was like, this is not fun. I know his lines. And I'm like sitting here going, come on, let's do this. And they're like, take 5, take 6. I'm like, oh God, I want to go home and watch, some cartoons. So yeah.
Oh my God.
It just kind of came. So you never know. I mean, there's people that I've talked to that are huge athletes that they thought, hey, I'm going to have this huge athletic career, and then their knee blew out or they've had a head injury and they can't do it anymore, and now they're changing kids' lives in their community with being a coach. So you just kind of, I never know what God's going to bring. I just keep going. I mean, hey, you know what, I'm willing to take over Ellen's show, man. Ellen wants to get out.
Why not?
I'll like, hey, Ellen,
look,
you
got a lot of spunk.
need a new person.
You got a lot of spunk. And I love that about you, Darcy. I love that about you. You get the people up and dancing, and that's what you're all about. Yeah, there you go.
Come on, George, let's dance. Woohoo! I gotta see you dance, George. Woo! Sexy, love it. Woohoo!
There you go. Right.
All right.
That's a great way to end the show, on a dance. Oh my God, my disco days are behind me.
No, don't ever say that. Don't ever say that. There's people that are in their 90s, there's their hundreds, and they're doing salsa.
They are.
Don't ever say that.
They really are. They really are. Hey, once again, Darcy, my God, what a pleasure to have you on the show. And so nice to talk to you, and just meeting you, and I feel like and it's true what they say, when you meet somebody for the first time and you have a really good conversation, you feel like you know them for like ever, and that's the way I feel. That's the way I feel with you.
And I feel the same way.
Oh, thanks.
So.
All right,
George, when are you coming over for Christmas? Do you like ham, or do you like turkey, or you like? I'll make a turducken. Those are really good.
Oh yeah, I love that. You put the can in there too. You leave the can in.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
All right, my dear. Very good. Good show, and do what you do. Really, keep doing what you're doing. All right.
God bless you, George. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much. All right. Oh my God, Darcy was amazing tonight, and I tell you, she's already knocking them dead out there, and doing what she's doing, and all these noble causes that she's involved with, charity. Oh, I'm out of breath. She's an amazing woman. But tune in again next Sunday with actor James Duvall, who was part of the biggest blockbuster movie. One of the biggest blockbuster movies ever, Independence Day. So he's going to check in on next Sunday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern here on the Buzz Talk Live show. So tune in there. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel so you get notified. What else can I say? But Darcy was amazing, and that's it, folks. I'm out of breath, and thanks for tuning in. Have a great rest of your night, and good night, America.